Predicting the Gorosei's final fight, a One Piece discussion. Hi everyone, it's Flying Panda. From the recent chapters of One Piece, we met one of the Gorosei, Saint J. Garcia Saturn, on his way to Egghead Island. As a member of the Five Elders, Saturn is one of the few to have the highest authority of the world government, being the highest ranked of the world nobles who, as a group, essentially have the right to do whatever they please. But one of the biggest questions in One Piece has always been asked, and that is, are the Gorosei fighters? And the answer to your question is, yes they are. We just cannot have the baddest old mofos in the One Piece universe who cancelling all day long and that's it. No, they are fighters of the highest caliber. The biggest evidence of this is the bold Gandhi looking Gorosei. Looks like he's wielding the Shodai Katetsu, one of the 12 supreme grade swords. Like all the free Katetsu swords, this one is said to be a cursed sword. As one of the 12 supreme grade swords, Shodai Katetsu is among the strongest, highest quality swords ever smithed, on par with the likes of Draco Mihawk's Yoru and Whitebeard's Marakumogiri. At this Gorosei holding onto this sword, it would be such a waste if it was just used as a walking cane. Now, we have concluded that the Gorosei will be fighting. The question is, what pirates will be fighting them? Well, would it be really interesting enough for you to see Luffy batter an old man? Would it be satisfying for you to see Zoro chop up the bald Gorosei and get his sword? Would it be fun that Sanji gets beaten up by his uncle? I guess not. But what if I told you that they'll be fighting people who are also elite and in their same age group? Would that excite you even more? Of course it will. Before I start predicting the matchup, there have been theories that the Gorosei really are immortal for many years now. I never believed that they were immortal, but always believed that they never age, as they have been performed on by the perpetual youth surgery, which is the ability to grant another person eternal youth. Which is not the same as being immortal, and in the latest chapter of One Piece, when they were checking Saint Saturn's food for poison, suggests they can still die. Also, I will not be predicting many power-ups for the Gorosei, or I'll be coming up with crazy theories like the Gorosei are based on Sailor Moon, or Saint Seiya. Or it's possible, even though it's a slim chance, that the Gorosei's name can also be based on singers like Freddie Mercury from Queen or Bruno Mars. Now let's begin the matchup for the Gorosei. Here we start with the bold Gandhi Gorosei, who seems to be a sword fighter as discussed with him, wielding the Shodai Katetsu. The matchup I can see him up against is with Silver's Rayleigh. Silver's Rayleigh, also known as the Dark King, is the former right-hand man of the legendary pirate king Gold D. Roger, and later Monkey D. Luffy's Haki master and teacher. He's also Shakuyaku's husband. He's also an accomplished swordsman, though has admitted to having degrading skills somewhat from his younger and healthier days. Also, he is shown casually using an air-based projectile to cut the ground to stop the Marines from advancing. Rayleigh reports that it has been quite a while since he had to use his blade, though this is just moments before going toe-to-toe with Admiral Kizaru, so his skills do not seem to have dulled in any way. Rayleigh also managed to cut and draw blood from Kizaru's face, who is the Marine Admiral and Logia used by imbuing powerful Haki into his sword. In the anime, he is shown throwing bullets with enough force and accuracy to destroy cannonballs fired at him. And what a way to show his badassness by fighting a Gorosei. The next Gorosei is the Mikhail Gorbachev Gorosei lookalike. We'd love for him to fight Whitebeard, but that is 2 years too late, so the next alternative could be Scropper Gaben. Yes, we still have seen him in the current time of One Piece, but for years I still believe for him to be the next golden oldie for the Straw Hats to meet. In the anime, Gaben was shown to be strong enough to clash on even terms with soon-to-be crew member Kosuke Odin, one of the strongest ever samurai from Wano, but it can be argued that that was just canon. The next Gorosei, Saint J. Garcia Saturn. You now probably think of what other pirates would be standing up against the Gorosei. And no, not Lao Ji or Xin Zhao will not be returning. Well, what if a new team has entered the fray, and that is the Marines? With Saint J. Garcia Saturn hinged down frame, I can only imagine him standing up to be a muscular frame like Master Roshi from the Dragon Ball series. Now first up, you probably guessed it would be Vice Admiral Garp. With all that chaos in the One Piece world, it's time for Garp to finally stand up to what is right. Garp is considered a living legend and is one of the strongest Marines of all time. In his heyday, he was famous for cornering Goldie Roger many times, as he was one of the very few people capable of fighting the Pirate King. In fact, Roger states that he and Garp had almost killed each other many times throughout their battles. Due to his incredible power and popularity, Garp was offered the rank of Admiral several times throughout his life, but refused the promotion every time. As a testament to his strength, together with Roger, he fought and defeated the Rocks Pirates, one of the strongest pirate crews in history that featured Roger's most formidable rival, Rocks the Zebek. 3 future emperors, Edward Newgate, Charlotte Linlin, and Kaido, and other legendary pirates such as Shiki the Golden Lion. This is a tremendous feat, earned Garp the title of Hero of the Marines. Next up is the Itagi Tachisuki Gorosei, with the awesome long beard. Itagi Tachisuki was born into a middle-ranking samurai family, so maybe a clue he might be a sword fighter as well. Was a Japanese politician who was a leader of the Freedom and People's Rights movement and founded Japanese first political party, the Liberal Party. He would be matched up with another Marine, the former Fleet Admiral, and that is Sengoku. The former Fleet Admiral of the Marines, Sengoku was shown to be loyal to the world government and did not like anyone question them. However, he has now lost his trust in them, especially the 5 Elders, concerning the suppression of the Impel Down incident. This was proven by showing how angry he was at the government's decision not to issue bounties on the many criminals who had escaped from level 6 of Impel Down. This is also shown by his outburst at the decision to keep quiet about the breakout. Even though any one of the escapees could potentially destroy a country, this was one of, if not the biggest reason for his resignation from the Marines. Sengoku ate a Hito no Mi model Daibusu, a mythical zone type devil fruit that allows him to transform into a giant golden Buddha and a human Buddha hybrid at will. This power is the source of his nickname, Sengoku the Buddha. In this fight, we hope to see Zone Fruit Awakening, which will be epic. And maybe the Gorosei might have a mythical Zone Fruit as well. Now the final Gorosei, the young Abraham Lincoln, also known as Sanji's uncle, looking like the youngest and maybe even the strongest of the group. But anyways, who could be the final opponent for him? My final prediction today is none other than the former Fleet Admiral, Kong, the World Government Commander-in-Chief. He also has a large amount of pride for his position and the Marines overall, since he left Garp and Sengoku's records untouched to prevent the Marines' name from being hurt, and felt rather disappointed that they would resign. Kong has always fascinated me, and deep down, I hope he has the mythical zone, Sun Wukong. No, it's not the same as my Hanuman theory, that's a different Monkey King. What do you think of this list? Before we end, a lot of you can't and won't accept the fact that the Marines will go against the world government, but in One Piece, there is no good or bad team. The pirates are not portrayed as good guys, neither are they bad guys. The same with the Marines. They're neither good guys nor bad guys. Anyways, thanks for watching this video. Shout out to Theory2 and Boris Anime, who touched on this subject with me last year when we met. Anyways, thanks for watching the video. Please click like, and if you haven't, please subscribe to Flying Panda. And of course, join our Discord, the One Piece Community Discord.
Look! 行くぞ!